Guy loves technology.
Yeah, man. He's like, isn't it like corporate takeover style with these, what you said with the mob scenes? Like he's got the headset on, the Bluetooth.
Get the headset on, the Britney Spears headset.
He's
Yeah.
he's cracking the code of the biblical scrolls, the vampire Bible with his.
I think that's it. I think it's always fun to go back and look at films that were trying to push the ideas of technology,
Yeah.
but then we look about it 20 years earlier, and he's got like the fucking dot matrix printer up. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like these like, it's like the Commodore 4000, and he's trying to match like pictures. It's like,
Yeah.
My fucking kid's Leapfrog does more than that now.
Those are the stupidest kills because his girlfriend, they're all running away, but she stops and like turns and watches for a while. And you know, in 80s movies, they didn't cut very quickly. So like these shots last way too long. And she's like turning and be like, oh no. And then like, boom, of course she gets lasered down. And then boyfriend gets so mad, he like jumps on the forklift and drives into Johnny Five. And he gets electrocuted too and just dies. I'm like, wow, that is two people just died in the stupidest deaths consecutively. But yeah, you're right. The art, like the bag with the head.
I'm not sure that it was smart to install a fucking laser cannon on these things.
So that's where I was going next.
Like really, but these characters, they fight back, and I like the mall because the mall is an interesting setting. We're gonna get the American perspective. Can you go into a sporting goods store and come out with a machine gun? So what they're gonna do are quite different from him. She offers lots of deference towards him, like he's inviting people to come in and stay forever.
Please come in.
And she's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I thought you would have asked me about that. He goes, oh, I didn't think you'd mind. It's like there's people living in their house forever. I can't even have somebody coming over for a fucking beer after tennis or whatever. You know what I mean? Before my wife's getting on me.
All I'm trying to do is bring life into this house. Open the door to new people, new ideas.
He's not clean. It is like the oldest graveyard you've ever seen. Like nothing is. Anyways, they make their way down, and in like the back corner, and the music accentuates it, you see Jason's graveyard or tombstone. Now, my first thought was, this guy doesn't have any living family, we don't think. So who's paying for this fucking tombstone? Like, there's no reason that the city should be taking tax dollars to put up this tombstone. But that's my own thing. Anyway, so they find him there, and Hawes is like, all right, Tommy, there, are you happy? And he goes, I gotta be sure. And then all of a sudden, it goes into like this time lapse of him digging up the grave. So now they're digging up Jason's grave. Now, Rob, you made a great point. If you wanted to know he was dead, well, probably having like 3,000 pounds of dirt on him and keep him there.
Just leave him there. Even if he's alive, just let that dirt sit there, man. Hold him down.
Like, exactly. So that is like, this movie, fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah, so get us to the Ouija board, James, because I was a little confused by that one, and you made a note on that. So she has a Ouija board in the basement. The mom doesn't know how it got there. How did it get there?
You know, hapstance, man. This is a film. This is a story of a girl who's possessed, and this is just, there's a million Ouija boards, but she was just she had the wrong Ouija board at the wrong time, and she was. I'm serious. You know what I mean? Wrong place, the wrong time.
Like this isn't Hasbro's Ouija board.
Ouija, it's just a game, isn't it?
Isn't it?
She was dropping the Ouija board in, you know what I mean? Fucking droning it in.
You didn't Amazon it.
Amazon drone this shit in, right? I've had a couple of Ouija board experiences, and I'll be honest, nothing crazy. But there is something ritualistic when you get with a group of people and the lights go out and you put your hands on that Ouija board and you start asking questions. Like, does it really move? I haven't.
One of the best scenes, by the way, this is before he punches her. The Pazuzu or whatever, Linda Blair, the kid, Regan, it's like I forget what happens, but Marin tells him like tie up something, or he turns his back on Pazuzu for 1 second. Pazuzu gets up on his knees and Star Trek two-hand punches Father Karras over the back of the head. And Marin doesn't even once stop to say, hey, watch out behind you. He just keeps reading the Bible at this guy, at Pazuzu the whole time. Doesn't break, just keeps going. Meanwhile, Father Karras is getting fucking dummied on the floor. It was so funny. He got
bam, bam, bing-a-load on the floor.
Of Michael Myers. Now, Jamie, I gotta ask you if you think it's a good idea to let a podcast team enter a prison, get personal one-on-one time with a serial psychopathic killer who doesn't speak to anyone, and let him stand in a square that you're not allowed to enter, and you're gonna pull out the mask that he wore on the night that he killed a whole bunch of people, and then just yell at him a whole bunch while everyone else in the prison is going bananas. Dogs are barking, storms are building in the sky. People are like, everything in the world is saying, stop, this is a bad idea, don't do this.
Yeah, and even the podcast host at one point looks over to the doctor just before he's about to pull up the mask and gives him this side-eyed look. And the doctor, who we can talk about later, he just looks over and just kind of nods his head, like, I'm nodding my head right now, like, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, like, this is cool.
Go ahead, man. Let's just fucking rile him up. He's like pulling a major pain, like.
You'll get no sympathy from me. You want sympathy? Look at the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
Doc! It's like, settle the fuck down. Okay. Rob, I just have a question for you. When we talk about Anthony, at what point, how much of your arm and body needs to become like a honeycomb before you're going to the doctor? That is one of the things, like, okay, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, it's fucking, I'm checking, it's like an hour and 12, and this guy, I understand the complete transformation is undergoing. Guy eventually goes to the doctor. Achilles tendons.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that was cool.
Can you imagine that? And it's almost as bad as when the daughter gets like she's like Pearl, and she's stabbing the pitchfork. Little stab with the pitchfork, and then like, this is a guy that is like, like, this guy can resist like a TNT explosion.
Yeah. You just tried to burn this guy alive like a couple hours ago. You stick a pitchfork in his back,
and then she throws it away aggressively.
And she takes it and throws it 10 feet away from herself. I'm like, why would you disarm yourself? If you're gonna take it out of his back, that's one thing, but fucking keep it handy for another shot if you need it.
Rob, I knew there was a reason we did these reviews.
I watched that and I was like,